Hello friends, since the lockdown for the classes have started once again, today I'm going to start the second chapter in the footprint without feet. First chapter already I have finished, and I will post the question answers on the portal. You please note it down in your copies, and end of this month you have to submit your copies. So I request all of you to please complete your work, so that on time we can check the copies, and it will be benefited for you also. So please note down the question answers in your copies of chapter number 1, the triumph of surgery. Okay. Now the second chapter is a thief's story. Now in this story we see that the narrator is speaking about his own life. In this story we see that the narrator one day had gone to a wrestling match, and since he was a thief from age 15, he was a thief from age 15, and he used to change place to place. Now he met this man Anil, who was also watching the wrestling match. He first looked around in the crowd to whom to rob. So he found Anil to be a good man and easy to rob. So he went to Anil, sat beside him, and told him that the wrestling match is very good, and you also look like very interested in the wrestling match. Anil was a bit surprised because a stranger was talking to him. He was not knowing the narrator at all, and he was not knowing any whereabouts of the narrator. So Anil replied that you too look like as a wrestler. Now a 15-year-old boy, how could he be a wrestler? So he just smiled, and he thought that this fellow is not so easy. Then after the wrestling match, Anil just got up and he was just going back to his home. The narrator followed him for a while. Anil looked back and asked, "Yes, what do you want?" So the narrator replied that he wants a job, and his name. When Anil asked, "What is your name?" he told a lie that his name is Hari Singh. Now he always changed his name because it helped him to save some time. If by chance people come to search him and they ask the people about him with the old name, then he gets time to run away from the place. And that's the reason that every new place, he used to keep a new name for him. So he just said to Anil that his name is Hari Singh, and he asked that he want to have a job, something. Anil said that sorry, I can't give you any job. I do not have any sort of job. But still Hari Singh followed Anil. Then finally Anil asked that do you know how to cook? And he said yes. Then okay, if you can cook, then I can help you out. So Anil took him to his house. His house was a single room house. There was not much place, and not many things were there. So he just sat beside him. He asked him to cook something. When Hari Singh, a child, a 15-year-old boy, he was not knowing anything how to cook and what to cook at all. Somehow he managed to cook something. Then he served it that Anil did not like, and he just gave to the dogs. Even the dogs did not like it. Now Anil told to Hari, "Please, I do not have any job, you can go back." But the whole night Hari slept outside the balcony waiting for the morning, because he did not want to leave Anil. Now he has already chosen a person to rob, and by chance if he leaves him and goes to other place and does some work, then Anil happened to see him, then there will be a doubt that he was trying to work with me, but he does not know anything. Now he is working in another place, then something is wrong. So he may ask the owner to be careful. That's why he did not want to leave Anil. Anyhow, he had caught a wrong person, so he wanted to continue with that same person. That's why he did not go back anywhere. He just slept outside in the balcony. Following the morning, when Anil got up, he saw Hari was still there, so he had a sort of pity, a sort of kindness towards Hari, and he said, okay, fine, you can stay with me and I will teach you how to cook and as well as how to read and write. Now, he said that I do not have anything to pay right now. Okay, so if you want, you can stay here. Hari was ready. He said, okay, fine, I am okay with it. You help me to teach me to cook as well as read and write. Now he started learning things very fast. He started learning to cook as well as reading and things and all. Now Anil blindly trusted Hari Singh, and he had given him almost the freedom to in and out of his room. Even the key of his house was in the hands of Hari Singh. Now Hari Singh used to go to the market to buy the vegetables and other things of the house. Now whenever he used to go, he used to always save a rupee by bargaining the shopkeepers. So every time he used to save 1 rupee. Now Anil knew about it, that this fellow is very clever. He takes bargains with the shopkeepers and saves some money, but never gives to Hari Singh, Anil Singh. Okay, he never gives back to Anil. He keeps himself. So Anil also never asks that you are bargaining with the shopkeeper and saving that much money. Why you are keeping it with you? Why don't you give it to me? Because Anil thought that it is his cleverness, so let it be with him. So he had almost all freedom to come and go, and always he was there. And Hari came to know about Anil, that what he was and what work he used to do. Anil was a kind of a writer. He used to write short poems, short articles, short stories and all, and sometimes a book in between. So he used to sell this, and sometimes he used to get money, sometimes nothing. And whenever he used to get money, he used to live lavishly that day. He used to just enjoy. He calls his friends, have a party, and all the money was gets over. That was his habit. One day he will borrow, other day he will give it back. Like that, the life was going on. Now one day, his one book was published. A publisher liked it, and he bought it, and he got good sum of money. He came and showed that money to Hari Singh, saying that today I have made a good sum and I am very happy. And the night time he went to bed to sleep and kept the money under his bed. Now Hari Singh happened to see all these things, and he thought of that it is good that he has put that money. He waited for the night. In the middle of the night, when the moon was shining and inside the room from the window, he got inside the room quietly, went towards Anil's bed and put his hand under the bed to take the money, the bundle of money. He just went and took the bundle of money, pulled it back and ran towards the station. He just kept the money in his hand and ran. After running for a while, he just waited and counted the money. It was around 100 notes were there of 50 rupees. Now he was running straight to the railway station. He knew that there was a Lucknow Express train, and he did not wait for the ticket counter and all, because he never bought any ticket. He just wanted to run away from the place to the new place with the money. So when he came to the station, the Lucknow mail was just leaving the platform. He ran straight away to the platform, but he could not catch the train. He just stopped. He himself does not know what had happened to him, why he stopped there, why he could not move. He just stopped there. Something stopped him. Something pulled him back not to catch the train. Train left. He was all alone in that deserted platform. All alone. There was nobody. Middle of the night, who will be there in the station? Hardly one or two passengers. Those who want to get in. They got in and the train left. And he was all alone there. Now he turned back again. He went back, came to an open area, sat on a bench, started thinking that what had happened to him. Then he realized that he has stolen many people, rich people, middle class people, poor people, but he never felt this kind of thing. Now, rich people got angry when someone stole their money. Middle class people got worried, and poor fellow doesn't bother only if anything gone. That was the condition. But he had a problem. He had a worry that Anil Singh was neither of them. He was believing Hari Singh very much. Anil had trusted, and that trust had been broken by Hari Singh, and that made him to stay back. Now the problem was what to do now. It was started raining. He went to a clock tower. Under the clock tower, he sat there. By the time he was totally wet, he thought of that whatever I have done, it is wrong. I have broken a person's trust, because Anil will neither go for complaint or go for search of Hari Singh, nothing. Neither he will mention to anybody that he had kept a person and he had stolen his money. So he is least bothered, because his trust has been broken. So Hari was feeling bit shy, because he was almost learning how to cook, how to read and write, and Anil was almost going to teach him the following week how to write his name and all. So if he had been educated, then he could have been a big man. He could have been making more money in a legal way, in a right way, not stealing or illegally, right? So he felt that he had done something wrong. He was wet. He decided that I will go back. Now the problem was that to take the money is very easy. We steal anything, it's easy to steal. Whereas to keep it back, it's very, very difficult. And that's the problem with Hari also. Anyhow, he went back, slowly crept inside the room, went to the Anil's bed, and somehow managed to put the money back under the bed. Now, whole night he was running up and down and all those things. He was deadly tired. He went to sleep and had a sound sleep. Next day morning, when he just got up with the voice of Anil. Anil was standing in front of him with a cup of tea. Anil had prepared the tea and gave him the tea. And with that, a 50 rupee note, which was still wet. Now, Hari Singh took the note and found that it was still wet. But Anil did not ask a single question to him. He did not say anything that you have stolen the money, you have come and kept it back, I know everything. Nothing, not a single word regarding the previous night. Nothing. He just gave him and said that now I have made some money. Every month I will give you the salary. That is 50 rupees per month. Along with it, I will also teach you to read and write. And let us get ready to study the things. Hari Singh was impressed. He could not speak anything. He was speechless. He just gave a smile and just sat there. So this is the story of the thief's story. I hope you might have enjoyed it. So the homework for you is to write the summary of this chapter. Okay, you have to write the summary of this chapter in 80 words. Don't go more than that. Okay, and don't write less. Okay, don't write 1 page. At least 1.5 page, of your long book. Okay, if you are writing in the register type book copy, then 1.5 page you have to write. And if you are writing the smaller one, usually what you write, then not less than 2 pages. Okay, so I hope you have enjoyed the class. Thank you. Have a nice day.